What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead in Bermuda. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while. I explored 9 tiles. I mean, I made it out pretty far. I was going after stuff, but I think this is going to take a lot longer than I initially surmised. There's some drying clothes over here. We're going to go ahead and take the clothes for ourselves. Let's grab those real fast. Obviously, everybody loves secondhand pants. If my own life you are fed up with your old dirty clothes, those no ones will do perfectly. It boosts your morale, but you get frowned at back at camp. Psh, ain't nobody care. Ain't nobody care. Free clothes for me, looking good out here in that Gucci. We got a plane. Is it Japanese? What kind of plane is it? A crash plane. The reason I ask is a Japanese crash plane or an American crash plane. It's a military plane. Depending on the military designation, to give you a rough hint, looking at the chassis and the way that the plane's built, you get a rough idea of where the hell you are in the world. Right now, though, I'm going to make one thing plain and we'll rip this thing apart. You searched the cockpit of the plane, you found some water and coffee, but the sight of the rotting corpse of the pilot is sickening. Okay, well, we got some water. Depression went up a little bit, but that's not so bad. Let's see if we can find... We got a hollow tree over here. We can search it. Let's go ahead and check it out with Julia. Hopefully there's no battle spiders or anything inside of here. That is to say, just spiders with helmets. That's all. You search outside the tree for dark places, hoping you won't get bitten. Got a lucky charm out and a skull, and then some soy sprouts, so that's pretty cool. I'll probably also have somebody come out and try... over here's like, listen, man, he died of fatigue. Don't send him. I will probably send the big man out here to chop this thing down. He's not going to make a stealth check, but, you know... I got pain pills and stuff. It'll be okay. But, a goat head-butted me in the dick. Without hesitation, you chop down the tree and get 10 wood. That'd be so upsetting, though. You go out into the jungle, get head-butted in the dick by a goat, and you're like, damn it. Damn it. Pee on the stones. You know that such stones were used in ancient times as graves. Would it mean that the island was inhabited long ago? I'm going to send somebody. It looks like we need somebody with a good knowledge score. I'll send Ileana, I guess. She's got a decent chance to duck getting smacked in the face. You dig the ground in front of the rocks. You find ancient knowledge and a skull. So apparently we defiled a burial zone. You can scavenge stones from it. And offer plants, or we can pee on the stones. You feel the urge to pay your respects to the dead that may be buried here. You may have wasted some useful plants, but you gained karma. I don't know if it's being serious right now or if it's just messing with me. Everybody was working on their depression over here because their depression was a little bit rowdy. Because they had been fishing, and apparently fishing makes you sad, and so that's what I learned today. I'm gonna put her back on this. She's looking good. That means I can bring him back over here. I'm not gonna bing him anywhere, because binging him sort of denotes that I'd be using a terrible search engine to get shit done. This episode brought to you by Google. Anyways, we'll go to the top right. Oh look, a good-looking blue guy. Hey, buddy. Who's got the discussion skills? She's got a 72 and no injury. It looks like we need a lot of skills, though, and since we've got a lot of random things, let's go with somebody who's a jack of all trades. Hi, chosen ones. I know you have something for me. Yeah, a horn from your friend Artie. Thanks. I know what her intentions are, but sadly, my heart belongs to the fair Aphrodite. I will need your help to let her know what I feel. Wait, Aphrodite what? You already know her. You called her Love, a most befitting name, and I can't blame you for that. Already told us that you knew about the prophecy. I fear that her love for me made her into tricking you, or forced her into tricking you, or only our leader has the visions and knows about the prophecy. Sadly, you may have noticed that my comrades have lost quite a bit of their minds. The ravages of time and loneliness, the two most cruel mistresses. But I remember everything. That's my gift, or I guess my curse. I'll tell you, but only after you carry out a simple task for me. Nothing is free in this world, you know, even worse. That and the old one. I know that it won't bother you, since that is the way of the chosen ones. Alright, I see a pattern here. You know what my heart desires, my dear Aphrodite, more than anything, since I told you earlier. If you could just pick up a golden apple for me from a special tree in this jungle area and bring it to me, it will be my gift to her, and she will know that I love her. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the golden apple. Where was that at? We got some scales over here. You can go with a machete or a rock. Huh. I'll leave it alone for right now because we need neither. A broken branch, we can pick that up. There are many branches in the jungle, but this one is the one you want to pick up very badly. Got 3 free wood from that right there. Got a flower bed, which means that we can eat the plants, we can take a nap. We already had that event elsewhere, so I'm not that concerned about it. Where was... Ah, there it is. So if we take an apple here, how do we get the apple from the tree? You try to pick the... Okay, so they turn into dust. You can climb higher with an agility check. Yay! You skillfully climb the tree. You pick the apples from up here, but the result is the same. You notice they take a few before turning into dust. Agility again! You climb further up. The distance from the ground is going to make your head spin. You pick up some apples, and again they turn to dust, but this time not before a couple of minutes. Come on, RNG. Ah, shit. You slip and fell down. You were very badly hurt. Do you have anybody with better agility? So who's got, like, really, really badass agility? Hold on. Who's got really good agility? So... agility. He's got 43. She's got 71. It actually looks like Ileana's our best chance, but we have to do this. We have no choice. So let's go for it. We'll climb up with a 97. Climb again. Hopefully not getting RNG'd along the way. You reach the top of the tree. You pick an apple from the highest branch you can find, and it doesn't turn into dust. You decide to get back to Pollo the fastest you can, just in case. And so her agility went up by 5. And we got a golden apple. And the tree disappears, huh? Weird. It's an ancient column. Where was... I actually sort of wish these were labeled with, like, faces. If they had, like, a person there, they have a smiley face. If they have, like, an interactable there, they would have the exclamation point. Make it a little bit more... diagnosticable? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Ileana, go talk with the man. Chosen ones, I know you fulfilled my little task, and know that I will have a thought for you when my dear Aphrodite and I dive into the ocean of love. Who are you guys, anyways? Well, you should know at this time that we had great powers long ago, but we lost everything after the disaster. Our people were the most brilliant minds of our time, but sadly, everything comes with a price. We were greedy and selfish, and our society was based on paid services, and we were taught as children to always aim higher and never settle on a good situation. Oh, it went too far. We may be revered as gods, and I've come to think that there will always be a superior power above you, call it nature or anything else, and we must have angered them. Our lords were ravaged by a terrible flood, leaving only this little piece of island out in the ocean. And here we are, the only remnants of the rulers of the old world, long lost and forgotten. Okay, so your leader? His eyes pierce you again. Yeah, don't dwell on the past. Keep on pushing forward, and you'll go far with this kind of mindset. Our leader is called Zeus. You already met him near your little camp. He is the eldest and only reason why we're still alive. He seems like he's stuck in a trance, though. Oh, of course. We're right in the middle of his meditating century. It's once every 2 centuries. Calm down. Go see Athena. She knows how to get him out of the meditating trance. It's her duty to know. She lives in the eastern jungle. You'll know when you see her. Okay, well, her knowledge skill went up to 96, so that's pretty good. So now we gotta find Athena. We've also gotta take the apple to love, don't we? So there's Zeus. There's the dead guy on the couch. Love, because that's how she wants to be called, gives you a gentle smile and seems to like you. Oh, he just wanted the apple? Okay, I don't have to go give it to her. Well, that's probably good, because I don't want to get caught in the middle of some weird godly rut. Oh, my lord, that is the most divine sexual encounter I've ever witnessed, but I feel like I'm blinded. I walk with a limp forevermore. Fish out the fish. That is my wish. Fish out the fish right now, big old dad. There it is, so you got it taken care of. I'm going to skip through this as rapidly as I can by clicking aggressively. And so there we go. We're almost at day 100, which is a little bit disappointing. Hopefully we get better at this. I'm not going to explore these just yet. I'm actually just going to kind of bypass days for a little bit. Let's hang out and talk for a while. Got depression going in right there. A little bit of depression on this side. So I'll probably have him cook and she can dry. And we'll see what we get out of this. We got 10 fish, so it'll probably be okay. I've stocked up everything that needs to be stocked, and so honestly, we just have to eke out kind of a meager living for right now. Oh, he used up all the fish. Never mind. Well, there goes all of our fish. She won't be drying nothing today. I guess that's that. She got fatigued from doing nothing. Who knew? I can corroborate that. I used to be exhausted all the time when I was like depressed and playing MMOs all day, every day. I'd be exhausted even though I didn't do anything. It's weird how your mental state affects that. Like if you don't feel good mentally, you can be tired all the time, just like sleeping 13 hours a day. Hey, we got an event finally. Hey, your leg is bleeding. Why didn't you come and see me? Doctors are just as good as lawyers. The only difference is that lawyers merely rob you, whereas doctors rob you and kill you too. Yeah, whatever. Show me your leg. And so Yuri's injury went down. Yuri's opinion went up, but Winter's lost opinion about Yuri. I haven't seen one of those, seriously. I played like 15 days in between this and the last episode, and I got no events, so apparently we got one out now. I'm going to take people's hunger down as far as we can, since this food's probably going to rot on us anyways. So there it is, all nice and taken care of. Use a little bit of fruit right there. I mean, we got so much fruit right now that I'm not even really that concerned about anything else happening. I believe we will put these ladies and lords back on the fishing duty back over here. I mean, I just got to do basic rotational things right now, and this is all that I did in between, too, when I was just kind of hanging out in between episodes, just rotate people in between positions so that we're constantly being productive. I mean, I don't want to waste our time here. Go for another exploratory phase and see what else we can find. Fatigue is down right there, which is good. Overall, I'd like to depend on the fact that perhaps we won't lose anybody to weird events in between here in the next couple episodes. We got 11 fish right there. His fishing skill is on the up and up, which is a very, very good thing for us because I need people to be good at everything, unfortunately, so. Okay, and so we had a good little event right there, too. Let's check out these next little squares. We got a broken branch, and so I shall pick it up because I love getting wood. Got 2 wolves howling near a pond. We've got nobody that's any good at hunting, and so our chances are a little bit iffy right now. Can bathe in the pond. You see a perfect circled pond and 2 gray wolves howling next to it. The water of the pond is crystal red, and you notice that a moon crescent is reflecting on the surface, despite the fact that it's plain day. Huh. I don't know. Bathe in the pond, maybe? Who even knows? Looks like hunger is the main stat right there. It makes your hunger go away? I don't know. Lycanthropy or something else terrifying that could happen up in there. Let's go ahead and search the flower bed with whatever we have here. Try and keep Ileana out of the way, although sometimes she catches it when she does these things. You search the flower bed and get medicinal plants. Yay! And so there they are. Soy sprouts and medicinal plants. And so now that that's been cleared on out. Got the golden wheel. Let's go for the lowest purse, I guess. Stealth our way in here and just kind of see what happens. Oh, fail with a 92. Got killed by a crab with a propeller arm. You take the lowest purse and search it. There's something inside. Ancient knowledge and a fire crystal and a miracle potion. Damn. Alright, we'll keep at it. I mean, we've got enough stuff now to fix any problems that may arise from doing this, so we might as well. There's something inside. A cursed ruby necklace. As I recall, the cursed ruby necklace, it lowers something, but it like raises your sickness or something like that. Bad things happen. And so we got a cursed fiance's ring. Is the ring cursed or was the fiance cursed? And then she passed it off on the ring once things got out of control. Who even knows? Let's use items on people. So many fire crystals right now. And a psycho mag. Let's go ahead and use that on him. And that'll take him up to 86, so he's getting pretty good at discussion right now. I don't think we have much else to play around with. With the cursed stuff, what does it do? It lowers your fatigue, but it raises your injury. That's what it was. I know that they make you trade your states, so we got scavenging right there, so that'd be nice. Go ahead and give him the skill up there. Give him the rough knowledge, and so there it is. He's got way better knowledge of, like, everything right now. We got rum, which looks like it is a gamble. You either get plus or minus to everything. So I guess you would only want to use that one if you were really sort of on the rocks and didn't have a choice. Fatigue's a little high on that side. He's leveled up again, so I'm going to put him back on... We'll put him on drying duty, I guess. And then we'll put her on cooking duty, even though she's no good at it. Take Yuri here. And with his skill sets, I think we were working on... I don't remember, crafting maybe, so that we could have somebody that builds stuff a little bit faster. Looks pretty good to me, though. I think we'll be alright here. How's their fatigue? Little high. Let's have Alice hang out over here for a bit. Cooking goes up, and so we get a couple of okay meals there. He's going to turn the rest into lovely beef jerky, or I guess fish jerky. I'm just going to call it beef jerky. I do like beef jerky, though. And I can't decide what kind of beef jerky I like best. Like, I like the really dry jerky that lasts forever, but I also like the really moist, oily jerky, too. Jerky can come out a lot of different ways, and I like all jerky. I have no problem with any jerky. It can be spicy, it can be teriyaki, it can be plain, it can be salty, it can be whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. I will shove it in my gullet all day long. Let's go ahead and reduce some hunger here. And then we'll use a little bit of fruit on those two. And then we'll be up out of here. We have a low fire intensity, so I should probably fix that right now. There we go. Today we're probably just going to eat off of our food stores, maybe. And depression's a little bit high, so I don't want to send anybody out to fish. Her depression's actually... Let's get everybody's depression all nice and mashed out real fast. What is her fatigue looking like? Her fatigue's pretty high. Well, let's bring her back over here. We'll get everybody a day off. Everybody needs a day off every now and again. I'm sort of on a day off right now. I had to fix a bunch of episodes that got ruined by my hard drive being lame. I had Fraps crash in the middle of... I don't know. Fraps was recording things weird for an hour or so, and I didn't notice until the end of the day. So I had to do a bunch of editing this morning, which sort of precluded me from getting anything done in general as far as recording was concerned. And so I'm only getting a couple episodes done today. It doesn't really hurt my feelings that badly, though, because... It's an easy day for me. It's a day where I get to take some chill time and just hang out for a bit. I may actually just have them... What do I want her to do? Go and fish, I guess. I don't know. It all seems okay to me. Everybody else looks like they're taken care of, so let's get everybody back on the horse over here and exploring. And once people have been rotated, I think as long as they're not too dizzy afterwards, I think we should be alright. I don't want this to be sort of like the Gravitron, which is the worst ride ever invented by man. I don't know if you guys have been on the Gravitron before, but it's a flying saucer, and they just put you next to a wall, and then it spins, and it sticks you to the wall for a while. Kind of a cool ride in theory, until you ride it and you get sick and you vomit everywhere. And in fact, in my experience, they tend to keep vomitoriums, like a bunch of trash cans or a bunch of like sinky type things right next to the Gravitron because people throw up on it so much. It triggers motion sickness in a lot of people, and so in general, I don't ride it anymore. I've learned that lesson far too many times to be stupid enough to ride it ever again, and so I avoid it. The rides that I like at the carnival, there's one that's kind of like octopus arms, and on the end of each octopus arm, there's like 4 cars that spin. Then the octopus arms spin you upside, they move you upside down, and they kind of like raise and lower your altitude and also your pitch, like with regards to your head to the ground. I like that ride a lot. I'll usually go on that one, although my girlfriend got sick on it the last time we went on it, so I don't know if she'll go with me next time. She wasn't feeling good after we went on it. We told the guy there was no line and the ride wasn't very popular. And so, because the line wasn't very popular, there was nobody waiting in line, and the ride wasn't very popular, we told the ride guy to take it up to the fastest because it was just me and my girlfriend and this one other old guy who was maybe in his mid to late 50s. That's not old, I guess that's middle-aged. Anyways, the other guy was a ride enthusiast, and so am I. I enjoy like spinning rides and rides that go upside down. I have my pet peeves with rides, but in general, what does this do? There's some grapes on the ground? Well, might as well grab them. 2 fruit. Okay, so back to exploring the island. So anyways, back to my story. We told him to turn it up to max, and so he took the little lever thing, and he spun it up to max. And it was fun. It was a fun ride, but I was starting to get motion sick, so I started focusing on a fixed point as we went around each time. My girlfriend got sick, and so she had to get off the ride and wasn't feeling too good, but it was fun. I still liked it. Had myself a big-ass funnel cake afterwards, because you can't spell fun without funnel cake. Funnel cake's the best. If you never had one, I highly recommend it. Funnel cake is the stuff. Funnel cake is amazing. I'm going to keep on fishing over here, and we'll just have like a big-ass surplus of fish. I think we're starting to get a long ways from the camp, and so it's starting to take us a little bit more effort to get things explored. Getting those long walks in front of you. I've had that experience before when doing field work where you've got like a 5-mile hike into the place where you get to start work, and it's just the worst. I hate it. Because then you're already burned out. By the time you hike that far, especially if it's really, really rough terrain, if you're going more vertical than horizontal, by the time you get to the location you're trying to get to, it's normally lunch. You take a lunch break, relax a bit, and then you try to get back out there and get as much work done before you lose your sunlight. And you got to keep in mind that you got to hike back to camp as well. And so you don't want to lose your sunlight or anything like that. It can become a very real issue. I got stuck out in the swamps that way. I lost my bearings because it was later in the evening. Luckily, a buddy of mine came by. I wasn't like panicking and freaking out. I kind of was just like, I know there's other people in the area. So I got to a high point and I just like waited there until I saw somebody I knew coming by because I knew I was in the vicinity. I just wasn't completely sure because I had never been there before. I was in a place called Los Padres. This is actually the same thing. You know, I tell that story about how I hate working in swamps. This is that same trip. And so anyways, I got to a high point and I just waited it out and kind of watched for anybody to come by along the way. Keep exploring, I guess. I'll probably do the same thing that I did in the previous episode where I go through And I'm just going to do my best to kind of just like uncover as many tiles as possible because I don't want to bore you guys with me just sitting here. You know, that's all that it is me sitting here clicking next. The developers have said, and so if you wanted to look a little bit into the game's future development, the developers said that in the future, like the next patch, they're planning on beefcaking out the back end of the game to make it a little bit more interesting. So they're adding more stuff to research. They're adding more stuff that can go wrong. They're adding more storyline. But they said it's only 2 guys working on the game. And so they said they can only put out content as fast as they can put out content. So her fatigue's getting out of control again. I'm going to swap in Alejandro to help out with that for right now. Her fatigue's a little bit high. So, I mean, I guess we could probably take just about everybody off of here if we wanted to. Got 12 fish hanging out over there. His depression will be okay for right now, I think. Let's keep her on fishing for right now. It'll be okay. 6 fresh fish down right there. I think his agility is really sort of hampering his ability to properly cook the fish. I think that's where we're getting into like the biggest lion's share of our problem over there with him. Why he's not able to hit those 10s and 12s like he is with cooking. Maybe the 2 abilities use 2 different scores. It's hard to tell. You know, it looks like they explore really, really well together. I may leave the 2 of them in. I don't know. It looks like we're going to have to do a depression day coming in right now, which is probably about as thrilling as it sounds. I'm going to give her a little bit of fish because I can afford to do so. He'll take the barely edible mush. And I'll probably just start leaning on the jerky stocks again. A little bit of fruit in there too. I don't really like dispensing the fruit because it makes my wrist hurt. There you go. I got really bad carpal tunnel right now, and I need to get it looked at by a doctor. It comes and goes. It actually switched hands on me. My right hand used to be my bad hand, and that's actually cleared up perfectly fine. Now my left hand hurts a lot all the time. Don't really know what to do with it. Now that that's all done, we can actually swap them in. Yeah, let's have them work on their depression for a little bit. Her depression's getting up there too, so I figure, have people move around a little bit. It'll be okay. I just need to keep exploration going to the max right now. Discussion went up a little bit right there, which is good because she is one of our main discussers. She is one of the few people that I can rely on for discourse, and so I like it when she gets bonuses right there. I'll probably leave them in that position for the rest of the day. We'll just offset everything with fruit and whatever else we can make work. Exploration goes up, and we mash out another tile right there. I wonder if their efficiency at a... It's got to be their... I think she doesn't like Julia very much. And so I think that her relationship with Alejandro is way better. And so because she has a good relationship with Alejandro, I think they do the job a lot better. And so they mash out locations a lot quicker. I think their efficiency gets slightly cut by the fact that, you know, there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. Work on depression a little bit further on this side. It's pretty bad. Yuri's always had a problem with depression. And so he becomes one of those characters you got to watch throughout the game because... he will spiral out of control on you. He's the same way as Jacob. He'll cause issues. But I'm going to keep on exploring on one side of the island. I'm going to break it off right here and do some more exploration all by my lonesome. If we get any storyline stuff, I promise I'll come back and we'll handle it. And so that'll be where I'll cut in the next episode, is if more storyline stuff happens, like if they start talking around the fire. But up until we get a big chunk of the island explored, I will see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed the game thus far. Dead in Bermuda. Pretty sweet little game. The back end's a little bit light on content, but I understand. They probably had to release the game due to monetary constraints and things like that. And if the game doesn't sell well, it becomes hard to kind of, you know, put in new content. I've heard that any game that goes up on Steam, though, makes quite a bit of money. I got a friend who's a game developer, and he says that if you're anywhere in the top 100, you've made at least $50,000 off your first day. Because he said his game debuted and didn't... He said he barely made it to like 95th on the list or something like that. And he said he made like 50, 75 grand. And he only got like 10, 15 reviews. So that would be a lukewarm reception from Steam. But at the same time, it appears as though game development is the place to be for money. I'll see y'all next time. Hi to everybody.